We went from Canes fans talking about a potential national championship this season to downgrading that to a potential ACC championship this season. We then downgraded the ACC championship game to at least a potential conference championship game appearance. We then downgraded the potential ACC championship game appearance to winning at least, definitely, more games than Manny Stinkin' Diaz. We then downgraded winning more games, definitely, at least, than Manny Stinkin' Diaz to straight dumpster juice. That's exactly what we got this season, and this is the most disappointing team in Miami Hurricanes history. What's going on, Canes fans? Man, I'm tired. Coop is so sick and tired of turning on the camera and coming on here and discussing another Miami Hurricanes loss. But here we are. We end the season losing to Pitt 42-16, finishing out the 2022 regular season with a record of 5-7. The honeymoon phase is definitely over for head coach Mario Cristobal, but if we're all keeping it real, it was over immediately after the Middle Tennessee loss. I just hope that Canes fans are very careful whenever they say it's only up from here, right, Coop? Because we've been saying that. I hope Canes fans are very careful whenever they say it can't get any worse than this, right, Coop? But we've been saying that. Now, don't jump down in the comment section and get it twisted. I understand that intro was me pointing at Mario and yelling at Mario, and it's not all on him. Now, Mario Cristobal is going to receive the brunt of the blame because he's the head honcho. He's the guy who's clearing things. He's the guy that is technically calling the shots, right? These things need to pass through him. And I realize and understand and know that he can absolutely take the heat. He wouldn't be here if he couldn't. But I just need you to know that I'm not putting all of the blame on Mario Cristobal. I think that long term, I am very positively optimistic about this coaching staff and about this team. But you got to remember, bro, that this is immediately after the Pitt game just ended. I've lost my voice, man. It's wild because I went into this game expecting a loss. I literally predicted 24-17 Pitt victory. Now, obviously, it was much, much worse than that. But I'm just saying I expected a loss in this one. I don't understand how any Canes fan could sit down and say, you know what? We're expecting a lot of these guys that are on the field to transfer in the next week or two. But somehow they'll pull it together and they'll still want to get a victory for the Miami Hurricanes. Somehow they'll find a way to band together and pull one out. And I just absolutely did not see that happening. I didn't see any scenario where that even had a slim possibility of happening. But even so, losing still stings and it still sucks. And I usually dive into these post-game reactions with some positives and some negative takeaways, but there's really not any positives from this game. I'm sorry, this is going to be negative, Coop, in this video, and if you don't like that, here is your opportunity, your warning to click off of the video. But I will say, okay, let me try to cheer a couple of you up. If I had to give two positives from this game, number one would be that the interception by Leonard Taylor off of the tipped pass by Mesidor was pretty cool, right? I mean, that was pretty cool to see. You could tell that it was difficult for them to take him down after he caught that. LT wanted to take it to the house. That man was foaming at the mouth. And also, number two, at least the pain and suffering is over, right? I mean, for now. But now on to the bad things. And there are a lot of bad things. There's so many negatives that I can't possibly cram them all into this video. So we'll discuss them in some future videos and some live streams. And to be honest, I really, truly don't want to dwell on it too long. I mean, the Pitt game is over. Our season is over. There's no bowl game. There's going to be a mass exodus of players. There's going to be some coaching changes. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But let me just show you a clip from this game. And bear with me, I'm literally going to put my phone up to the screen to try to avoid any copyright issues. Okay, so just hang in there. But let me just Really, this kind of sums up the game in my opinion. Here, just watch this clip on my phone, okay? Let me run that back. Hold on. Some of you looked away. I saw you. You looked away. Let me run that back for you one more time in case you missed it. Honestly, I could end the video right there, guys. Camera, work with me. Work with me. I could honestly end the video right there. That sums the game up. We got guys tripping over each other. We got guys who can't tackle, who can't bring the guy down. But the problem is, however, that does not cover all of the issues on offense. That was just showing a clip from the defense tonight. So, let's talk about this for a second. I can't freaking believe that we actually played Tyler Van Dyke tonight. And it's not because I have any issues with Tyler Van Dyke. I'm a fan of that dude. He's not necessarily a fit for Josh Gaddis's offense, but it is what it is. He has a lot of experience. We've seen what he's capable of at times. There is no way that you can convince me that Tyler Van Dyke was 100% healthy and ready to rock for this game. I don't know if this was a scenario of TVD saying, yo, coach, like, this is the last game of the season. I want to be there for my team. I want to fight. And, that's cool. Like, being a leader, you want to be out there with your troops, with your brothers, with your guys. But if you're not 100% healthy, especially behind our offensive line, it's just not a good idea. And obviously, as we all saw, Tyler Van Dyke ended up getting injured. Well, after Tyler Van Dyke ends up getting injured, which we drove down the field on the first possession, but then interception, right? Tyler Van Dyke comes out, gets injured. Then we throw in Jakari Brown. Well, Jakari Brown comes in, ends up throwing, what do you know, an interception. And then guess what? Then Jakari gets injured. So then we pull Jakari out. We send Jake Garcia on a suicide mission. And dude literally just gets teed off on. The defense was literally foaming at the mouth. They knew they were going to have so many opportunities to lay the wood on Garcia, and they absolutely did it. Look, listen, man, I'm just at a loss for words right now. This is really probably the wrong time to film this video, but I don't even care. I had wrote down a bunch of notes, and instead of following them like I typically do and like I probably should, this is all just coming off the top of my head. And instead of really breaking down the game, I'm kind of just venting and complaining about it. But really, seriously, all the quarterbacks out there, I feared for their lives tonight. I didn't know if they were going to make it out of this game alive. I'm also super worried because I'm not sure how our O-line is supposed to improve in 2023 if our offensive line coach Maryville has no arms and no legs. Look, if you don't get that one, just ask down in the comment section and somebody will help you out. Shifting back over to the defense, we had 0 tackles for loss and 0 sacks. If I didn't watch the game with my own 2 eyes, I wouldn't believe it. Let's see, what else? We didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter. We let a quarterback that had thrown more interceptions than touchdowns so far this season throw 3 of them tonight, and their running back, Abanikanda, hit triple digits. I'm going to keep it real. I'm pretty much done. I said all I wanted to say during the live hangout for the game. I don't know what else to say. People want me to roll in the garbage can, and people want me to, flip tables, and they want me to break my siren and all this stuff. And that's all fine and dandy. I do little skits and funny things and over-the-top shenanigans on my channel all the time. But I really, truly am just exhausted right now. As I said, I've spent the entire season coming on here and just talking about all the bad, and it's going to be a lot more bad. I'm just being honest, and the offseason is going to be full of drama, and I'm going to cover every inch of it right here on this channel. But when it comes to breaking down the games, I get so freaking frustrated, man, that I truly just don't want to talk about it anymore. I really don't. And like I said, don't freak out. Don't think that in future videos and streams that I'm just going to shut down talks about the games. It's not that. It's just right now in the heat of the moment, immediately after this game, I've said all I want to say, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore. We'll end it before we look at the stats by saying this. The same thing that Cam Kinchen said when he met with the team in the locker room after this game. He said, either you're in or be out. And man, it's so telling when you realize that that is a sophomore on this team that stepped up in front of all the other players and made this statement. We're not talking about a junior. We're not talking about a senior. That is a sophomore on our squad. Cam Kinchens, man, I hope that you stay a Miami Hurricane, and I do believe he will. I think that Kinchens is one of those guys that's bought in. He's locked in. I don't think that he's going anywhere. I would be very surprised if he did. But we need more guys with that type of mentality. And, bro, the mass exodus is going to begin. It was already going to anyways, but, of course, there's going to be people butting heads, players, coaching staff, and all sorts of crazy things are about to go down after ending the season with a loss against Pitt like this. But let's jump over real quick, wrap this thing up by taking a look at the stats. This is going to hurt, man. This is just pouring salt into the wound. But this is the last React game of the 2022 season, of the year. So why not? Why not? Let's do it. Just push through this. Let's power through it. Total first downs for Miami in this game, 19. Third down efficiency, 3 of 12. Just the absolutely pitiful. 0-2 on fourth down efficiency. Man, we had the fake field goal. Headley tossed it over to Borregales, and I thought he got the first down, bro. He was right there. Maybe if he was able to cut back up field, maybe. But it shouldn't even come down to that in the first place. Total yards of offense, 385. 279 of that was passing, and 106 of that was rushing. 8 penalties for 80 yards against Miami. Just, again, so many stupid, dumb, drive-killing penalties. Anytime we get momentum, 3rd and short. Oh, false start. Now it's a 3rd and 6. Big problem. Turnovers in this game, 3 for Miami. So many missed opportunities when it came to turnovers for Pitt. We're talking about bad snaps, muff punts, all sorts of opportunities that we just could not seem to capitalize on. Looking at the box score, Jake Garcia ended up with the most passing attempts, 17 of 28, 192 yards, 2 touchdowns. Of course, TVD comes in, very limited play time before he gets injured. He threw 1 pick. Jakari 2 for 3, threw a pick, then got injured. Rushing, Knighton, 7 carries for 72 yards. Again, the home run potential is there for Rooster. He did, however, have another fumble in this game. And it's tough, man, because if you have a running back that continues to fumble week in and week out, it's hard to give that guy a lot of snaps. I mean, honestly, it just is. Parrish, 7 for 36. We saw Chaney come in for a couple, 2 for 8. Again, I know the dude wants some snaps. I know he wants to play. He didn't have an opportunity this entire season after all the hype coming into this season, but I don't think you even take a chance. And he came up kind of gimpy. Like, what are we doing? What are we thinking? I don't know, man. I don't know. Receiving, Mallory led the team 9 for 103. That's a pretty big performance for a guy who's been at Miami for the last, I don't even know how long, a very long time. Super senior, I don't know, 5th year, 8th year senior, whatever you want to call it, Will Mallory. Brinson, 1 for 58. George, 3 for 39. We're kind of just jumping around. Restrepo, 4 for 22. Very chippy game. Lots of flags. Pitt was running their mouth. We were getting chippy because we were frustrated and upset. Is what it is. As I said, when it comes to sacks and TFLs, big fat goose egg, big fat goose egg. Blows my mind, man. So many questionable decisions. When we took the punt or the kickoff or whatever it was at the 1, and then instead of letting it bounce in the end zone, we tried to bring it out. Like, it's such a weird feeling, right? I think that some of you guys can relate. Let me know down in the comment section. It's such a weird feeling to be relieved that the football season is over. But at the same time, it's depressing because the football season for the Miami Hurricanes is over. Man, it's back to recruiting, spring practice, like the offseason talk. And I'm going to miss it, man. I am. Even as much as this season sucked, 5-7. I don't think anybody saw that. The only person I can think of that maybe saw that coming was Better Duck on Twitter. Honestly, I don't think anyone else in the entire world, nobody, no other Miami Hurricanes fan on planet Earth predicted 5-7 other than Better Duck on Twitter. All right. But at the same time, man, it's over. It's over, man. So it's very tough. But anyways, that's my spiel. I probably made no sense. I probably just looked at the camera and screamed for maybe 8 to 10 minutes. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We'll continue the late night real talks on Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys want to jump in, we chop it up raw and unfiltered. It's always a good time. Of course, double check. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. We're less than 150 away from 20,000 subs on this channel. The amount of support that I've seen this season is just mind-blowing. Even though the product on the field has been absolutely atrocious, disgusting, horrible, terrible, any negative thing that you want to plug in there, the love I've seen on this channel is the most I've seen any season yet. And I'm going to continue to work hard to try to entertain and bring you guys top-notch content, things that you don't see anywhere else on this platform. And I very much appreciate each and every person who has spent time watching a video, sharing a video, liking, donating, subbing, any of that stuff. I appreciate you guys more than words can express. But remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's still always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, signing off for the last react video of the 2022 season, post-game. Peace out.